Hey everybody, this is Laura Slowinski, getting set up right here, but good evening, happy Monday, how are you, what's new? I have three things to tell you today. I'm going to talk about my weekly menu that I planned last night with my mom, and I'm also going to tell you how to create a very cryptic password and never ever have to write it down. You're gonna love that, I'm sure, because I think that's really cool. And then I have a huge warning about a friend request on Facebook. So those are the three things that I want to go over with you tonight. And it's probably going to be a little more than 10 minutes, but if you hang on, I'm going to take you through everything. The weather here in Michigan, I have to say, has been really nice, crazy, like all these things. First it was like 28, then it was 49. I think it was like 35 today. So crazy, up and down. And we had our windows open the other day, and it's just unimaginable in Michigan. But then again, yeah, we are in Michigan. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am leading a healthier lifestyle, and my family and I are doing really good at creating our own meals, and we've been doing most organic foods, and we have actually felt the best that we've felt in a really long time. I can tell you, over the weekend I found my high school sweatshirt from 1988, and at the time in 1988 it was a little bit snug on me, and while I don't have it on right now, I can tell you it now fits. And I almost couldn't believe it myself, but I can believe it because I worked really hard to change my habits over the year, and I'm really super proud of that. So let's begin. Tonight, okay, I'm going to give you my Monday through Sunday schedule of the week. And if you're a busy mom, if you are somebody who is just looking for some different ideas, and hey Marta, thanks for joining me, sweetheart. I hope you're doing great. I know you're in Michigan, so you're feeling the same type of weather that I am. Who knows what it's going to be like tomorrow, right? So anyway, I'm going to tell you, for the people who have posted on my Facebook page that they want the menu, I will send this to you, but because I wanted to come on and talk to you tonight about these three things, I wanted to also do a video on it so that you could go back into it and get some of the hints of what I changed up when I created some of these menus, or some of the dishes. So the first thing was tonight. We had chicken thigh nachos, and we had Spanish rice. And the Spanish rice was homemade, and I actually made it with long grain rice, put it in a pan, and I put the recipe up on my timeline. You can see it. I've never made Spanish rice before that was fresh, and it was really super simple to do. So go ahead and check out the recipe. I did change a few things, and you know, you can always add. One recipe I saw, you could put dill weed in it, which I wouldn't have thought would be good with Spanish rice, but there's a lot of reviews on that recipe that I saw, and it was actually really popular, the dill weed. So maybe something that you want to try. Okay, so Tuesday night, my mom actually makes us dinner because Sophia has dance, and she is making us tomorrow night bow ties with mushrooms and spinach, and she's going to top it off with some cheese. So that's Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to do an English cut crock pot roast with potatoes, carrots, and onions. So those are my three favorite things. All we do is put the roast in, throw in all of the vegetables, and I usually leave the potatoes closer to when it's done, because otherwise they can get kind of like really soft. And because we don't like them really super soft, we wait kind of like an hour until it's almost all done, and then we add them, and it seems to be super good. Thursday, we're going to have beef stroganoff, and we're going to try some, and this isn't new, it's just cauliflower, but the new craze is you rice it. You can buy it riced, or you can actually get a ricer or strainer and strain it yourself, or you can even put it in a one of those kitchen tools, which I haven't used yet, but I forget what the name of it is. But anyway, but the beef stroganoff, my family secret ingredient is, and the girls know this because we've always done with a lot of our dishes, is we always add shredded zucchini. And we do that because it gives it a really special taste, and I do everything fresh. So when I originally, when I put everything in a pan, the first thing I do is onions, of course onions, garlic, zucchini. I cook all of those first and saute it, just a little bit of olive oil. Then I will add the turkey or sirloin, whichever you're using, and then mix it all up together, and then continue the recipe. So the secret ingredient is the shredded zucchini. And if you haven't tried it yet, try it, because now when I make it, and I don't put the zucchini in it because maybe I just didn't have any, everybody in the family wonders why it tastes different. So I know they like it because they wonder where it's at. Okay, so Friday, we're going to try something. We're going to do battered fish sticks. We're going to get those from Whole Foods. I'm sure Trader Joe's has them too, but if you have fish sticks that your kids will eat, please comment with me, because I'm kind of flying solo here. We've tried a couple of different ones, but they've never really said that they've liked them a whole lot. So if you have something that you like, please throw it in the comment, and we'll go try it because they might like it. Okay, so let's see. So Saturday, we're going to do a new dish. I've always liked almond rice pilaf, and I never realized that you could just make it yourself. Of course, a lot of these things you can. And we went to a restaurant, girlfriends of mine, the other day for my friend's birthday. We had the almond rice pilaf. It was so good. And since I found the recipe, so what we're going to do is, and I will post this before Saturday so you guys can see what recipe I'm using. But this particular recipe comes from Weight Watchers, and it has the chicken, it's got raisins, cranberries, apricots, and then of course the almond rice pilaf. So with that, it makes a whole meal, and I know it's going to be super good because it sounds good. And then Sunday is my version. I have a recipe that I concocted probably about 15 years ago, and my family loves it. It's called Laura's Chicken Fajitas, and it is a lot of work, but everybody loves it, and we use our toaster oven for that. So those are all of our dishes for the week. Now, here is something that I'm going to switch gears, and I'm going to talk to you about passwords. Now, when you have a password, I'm going to teach you how to have a really high encrypted password and to use it for many, many different places and never ever have to write it down again. Now, do you believe that I can do that? I actually learned this from one of my friends on the internet, and I am going to be teaching it to you right now because I think it's really important to have a very good, super strong password. You know, one that you type in and then you see it's like strong. It actually tells you while you're typing it if it's a strong password or not. And these passwords that I'm going to show you how to do, you will know that they're going to be strong. So, okay, so now I'm in social media, and I'm sure if you've been following me for a while, you already know that. But here's the thing, is I like technology, and one of the things that I think is important is to always, always, always change your passwords frequently. If it's a password that you always use, and I used to do this because it was just easier to remember, is have one password and use it for everything. That's not really safe. And if you do that, it's easier for people to find out what your different passwords are. Like I know Target was hacked a couple years ago, and since they've been different credit card companies and stuff like that. So here's what I want you to do. And you might not understand what I'm going to tell you in the beginning, but after we're all done, you're going to get it and you're going to think it's really super simple, and you're never ever going to have to write your password down again. So grab a piece of paper, and I am going to use, you know what, I'm going to go grab a, grab a marker. So I'm going to be right back. So I'll be right back. Oh, okay. Okay, I wasn't sure if I would find one, but the girls, they're all over the place. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is think of something that you like, something that's your favorite, okay? And here's an example. I'll use an example of how this person taught it to me. Is my favorite meal is pizza, okay? Let's just say your favorite meal is pizza. This is how your password would look like. Okay, hold on. Okay, so if you write this down, okay, we're using the example of my favorite meal is pizza, okay? And just follow me with this, and then when I'm done, I'm going to tell you how to change it to something that's unique to you, okay? So, capital M, lowercase y, capital F, lowercase a, capital M, lowercase e, capital I, lowercase s, capital P, lowercase I, and then number 5, and then right now we're going to do Facebook. So it's going to be capital F, lowercase a, okay? So what you're doing is you're saying my favorite meal is pizza. And for every beginning letter of that word is going to be a capital. So that's why my is capital M, lowercase y, and they are case sensitive, so that's what makes it great, okay? So capital M, lowercase y, okay? Then favorite would be capital F, lowercase a, and then meal would be capital M, lowercase e, and then is capital I, lowercase s, and then pizza would be capital P, lowercase I. Now, the reason that there's 5 is because you're counting words. So my favorite meal is pizza. Okay, so that's how you get your 5. Now, the next 2 letters are going to be wherever you are. So let's say it's going to be Facebook, then your letters are going to be capital F, lowercase a. Okay, if you're in Twitter, it's capital T, lowercase w. If you're in Instagram, capital I, lowercase n. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, the unique thing about this, and give me a like or a heart or comment for me. Let me know you're still with me, because I want to make sure that you guys understand this, because it's really super simple when you make it unique to yourself, okay? So I'm going to write it again, and I'm going to show you my favorite meal is, thank you Doug, I appreciate that. Thank you Laura. Thank you Shannon. Shannon's in the house. Pizza. Okay, 5 and then Facebook. Okay. I hope, please tell me if this is backwards or if you can see it like it's supposed to be, because I'm not sure if I have my mirrored correct. So anyway, so hey Paul, how are you? Okay, what if you need characters like dollar? Okay, well, it is backwards. Okay, I was afraid of that. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, All right, well, anyway, you get the idea. But, okay, so you can tailor it to something unique for you. Like, let's say if your favorite color is red, then it would be my favorite color is red. That would be a 5 because it's 5 words. And then wherever you are, it would be Facebook is capital F lowercase a. Okay? So if you're just joining us, you can go back and watch the replay, but I'm showing you right now how you can have a unique password to lots and lots of different sites and change it very quickly and have it in your mind and never have to write it down. Okay, so if you're interested in that, you might just want to see the replay. But let me answer the question, Stephanie. If you have characters like numeric or exclamation mark, then you incorporate that in there. You can do it wherever you want. Usually, he suggested that you do it where the number is. So you could say #5, number 5, and that might be what works. So whatever it is, you just remember that you do that the same. The problem with that, not that it's a problem, but the majority of websites out there who need strong encrypted passwords like bank accounts, stuff like that, is they don't like you to use those anymore. And not saying all of them, because I think there's still tons of them out there that do, but if you come across one, then what you would do is you would just have to decide where to put it. You could put it at the very beginning, or you could put it at the very end. Okay, so then you would just remember, I always do it at the very beginning, or I always do it at the very end. But the major thing is to never ever have to change your password except for the very end. So let's just say, and you can change your numbers also. So if you have a phrase like my favorite Girl Scout cookie is Thin Mint. Okay, well that's 7. Well, it's 8 if you count girl and scout as 2 words. But whatever you decide that's your favorite phrase, then you would say, you know, you would use the first word, the capital letter for the very first letter, the lowercase letter for the second letter. And then you would do that. My favorite Girl Scout cookie is Thin Mint. Okay? So 8 if you did it like that. And then after the 8, it would be capital F, lowercase a for Facebook. If you're on your bank account and you have a credit union, let's say, you know, you would just say, what are some banks out there? I don't even know, because we don't even do banks anymore. But anyway, like I was going to say Standard Federal. I know they're not even around anymore, but that's the only one I could think of. So Standard Federal would be capital S, lowercase t. So you get my drift, okay? If anybody has any questions with this, feel free to message me or watch the replay, but this is really the coolest way that I think encrypted passwords that are important, they're strong, and they're really super easy to remember, and you never have to write them down. You don't ever have to go back and have this big, huge glob of papers and everything. Hey, Angela. Hey, Heather. Glad you could join us. And, oh, hey, Lori. Oh, gosh, we got a whole bunch of people on here. So thanks for joining me. Okay, so now I want to go over one other thing. Okay, so at the beginning of this live, I wanted to talk to you about 3 things, okay? The first thing was my menu planning for the week, to give you some new ideas, to give some mom a little bit of break, and just to have something that was already planned out for them. I'll be doing that every week because my mom and I did it this Sunday, and I've been wanting to do it for a whole lot of whiles. No, I'm sorry, but for a long time I've been wanting to do this, and sometimes you just got to do it. And so I did that this past Sunday, and I feel really good going into the week knowing that I'm going to have everything. So the menu planning, I just want to tell you one thing about that. What we did was we looked at what kind of meat we had. So we looked at what we had, and then what we did is we did a little bit of looking in magazines, food magazines that we had. We did a little bit of searching on the internet with like what goes with this. There's a lot of sites out there that you can tell what kind of ingredients you have, and they'll tell you what recipes are good for that. So there's a whole lot of tips and tricks. And yeah, so shopping it's easier when you have it on hand, right? So anyway, so you may not have all the ingredients that I have, but it's okay because you can just use what you have. But that's what we're doing for this week, because we had chicken on hand, we had sirloin on hand, and we had a roast. So that just happened to be what our menu was. Excuse me. Okay, so the very last thing is this happened to me today, and I'm not really sure why it happened, but I'm wanting to let you know that it happened. If you get a friend request from me, okay, please know it's not me, okay? So starting this morning about 7:30 a.m., this is Eastern time because I have friends all over the world, but it started in Eastern time, and what happened was a few friends of mine started wondering why I was sending them a friend request, and it wasn't me. So there's something out there, and I've alerted Facebook, and I urge you to do this, is if you see a friend request from Laura Slowinski, and it's a picture of me and my daughter, I believe we're like going like this, well, okay, do not accept it, and I urge you to report that. You can report it, you can block me for that profile. It's not going to have anything to do with my regular profile, okay? But if you want to report it, I would appreciate that, because 7:30 this morning I reported it to Facebook. I did a support ticket, and I've been asking everybody to do that, and I know that there has been over 40 people, which thank you so much for looking out for me. I appreciate that. But there have been so many people letting me know that this has happened, and I know they've reported it. So Facebook still, for some reason, they do not have a handle on this, and I'm urging them to please delete that, because it's not me, and I don't want people thinking that I'm sending a request out there. So warning, 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 Will Robinson, do not accept any new friend requests for me. Just delete it, report it, whatever you want to do with it, but do not hit that button that says accept, okay? So I appreciate that. So with that being said, everybody have a great night, and I'll see you again soon, okay? Bye for now. Love ya. Thanks for following me, and I hope you got value.